Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to crack open the secrets of one of the most incredible structures in the human body, the shoulder. We're going to be your guide, using the foundational text, joint structure and function, to show you the brilliant engineering that powers your every single move. I mean, just think about it for a second. Reaching up for that top shelf, throwing a ball, even something as simple as scratching your back. You do it without a second thought, right? But what's really going on under the hood is, well, it's nothing short of a biomechanical miracle. And this is the star of our show today. This amazing system of bones and muscles is designed for one primary thing: mobility. But here's the kicker. That incredible freedom comes at a fascinating price. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the shoulder's core design problem, then we'll introduce you to the key players, zoom in on the most important joint of all, and finally, uncover the secret rhythm that makes the whole thing work in perfect harmony. All right, first up, we have to talk about this fundamental challenge, this paradox that the shoulder is always dealing with. It's a constant juggling act between two things that just don't normally go together. On one side, you have this need for a massive range of motion. I mean, you need to be able to move your hand basically anywhere in space, right? But at the same time, it has to be rock solid, stable enough to anchor your entire arm and lift heavy things. Usually more mobility means less stability. So how on earth does the shoulder pull this off? Well, the answer is this really cool strategy called dynamic stabilization. Think about your hip joint for a second. It's like a deep, bony cup, super stable, right? The shoulder, it's the exact opposite. Instead of relying on a snug fit between the bones, it basically outsources its stability to the muscles all around it. They are constantly working, actively holding the joint together while it moves. So here's the thing. When most of us say the shoulder, we're actually selling it short. It's not one joint. The shoulder complex is a whole team, a group of 4 distinct articulations that have to work together perfectly. Yeah, check out the roster. You got the sternoclavicular joint, that's our anchor. The acromioclavicular, that's kind of like the fine-tuning knob. Then there's the famous glenohumeral joint, that's the big star everyone knows. And finally, the scapulothoracic articulation, which isn't even a true joint, but it's the moving stage where the whole show happens. Let's meet them. Everything starts right here. The sternoclavicular joint, or SC joint, is where your collarbone plugs into your breastbone. And this is kind of mind-blowing. This one little spot is the only place where your entire arm and shoulder actually connect to the rest of your skeleton. No, seriously. Everything just hangs off this one tiny anchor point. Okay, so moving out from there, we get to the acromioclavicular, or AC joint. This is where the other end of the collarbone meets up with your shoulder blade, your scapula. Think of this one like a precision hinge. It lets the shoulder blade tilt and adjust so it's in the perfect spot for whatever your arm needs to do. And that leads us right to the base of operations, the scapulothoracic articulation. And I say articulation because it's not really a true joint. There's no capsule or anything. It's just the broad surface of your shoulder blade gliding smoothly over the back of your rib cage. This is the moving platform that gives your arm its incredible reach. All right, team's been introduced. Now it's time to zoom in on the main event, the joint everyone thinks of as the shoulder. Our star player, the one with all the glory and all the risk. The glenohumeral joint. And the source material just puts this perfectly. The joint deliberately gives up what's called articular congruency, and that's just a fancy way of saying the two bones don't fit together snugly at all, and that's on purpose. The joint literally sacrifices a perfect fit to give you more movement. Yeah, we call it a ball and socket, but that gives you the wrong picture. Don't think of a baseball in a glove. No way. The perfect analogy is a big golf ball, that's the top of your arm bone, sitting on a tiny, shallow little golf tee. That's the socket part on your shoulder blade. Just picture that for a second. You can immediately see how unstable that is, right? Okay, so what's the problem with that setup? Well, when you go to lift your arm, your big, powerful deltoid muscle fires. But look at the direction it pulls, mostly straight up. So yeah, it lifts your arm, but it also pulls that golf ball vertically, wanting to just slide it right off the top of the tee. So how do we stop that from happening every single time you lift your arm? Well, this is where the hero of our story comes in, the rotator cuff. It's not one muscle, it's a team of 4 smaller muscles, and they are the secret sauce for that dynamic stabilization we mentioned earlier. And this is just a beautiful illustration of how it works. While the big deltoid is pulling the arm up, the rotator cuff muscles are pulling the head of the arm bone in, compressing it into the socket. They suck that golf ball down tight onto the tee. It's this perfect tug of war that creates pure, clean rotation without the whole thing flying apart. It's just brilliant engineering.
All right, so we've met the parts, we've seen the main problem, and its clever solution. Now let's look at the big picture. Because the real magic is in the timing, this perfectly coordinated dance.
You want to know the secret to the shoulder's incredible range of motion? It's not one joint doing everything, it's a partnership, a rhythm, and it all comes down to this one simple, elegant ratio, 2 to 1. This is the scapulohumeral rhythm. So what does that actually mean? It means for every 3 degrees you raise your arm up, 2 of them are coming from the main ball and socket joint, the golf ball on the tee. But the other 1 degree, that comes from your whole shoulder blade rotating upward on your rib cage. So to get all the way up to 180 degrees, the main joint does about 120 and the scapula pitches in a whopping 60 degrees. They're working together. And this rhythm, it's not random. It is absolutely genius for a few reasons. First, it spreads the workout so no single joint gets overloaded. Second, it keeps that golf tee angled up, giving the golf ball a stable platform to rest on. And third, it keeps all the muscles at the right length so they can keep generating power through the whole motion. It's just perfect. Okay, let's bring this all home. Why does this intricate anatomy lesson actually matter to you in real life? Look, if you remember one thing, let it be this. Your shoulder isn't just a part, it's a system, a sophisticated team. And its ability to work, to be strong, to be pain-free depends completely on that rhythm and teamwork. If one player isn't doing its job, say the rotator cuff is a little weak or the shoulder blade gets stuck, the whole system starts to fail. And that's usually when you feel pain. So now that you know the choreography behind the curtain, think about the next time you reach for something. It's not just a simple movement anymore, is it? It's a symphony. It's a masterpiece of engineering happening right inside you. How cool is that?